Hey stampin' friends, Darlene with Darlene Stamps. Thanks for joining me. It's been a while since we've had pumpkin, since there was a little bit of a hiccup with the production of the pumpkin this month of April. And this is kind of a neat set. It's called So Cool. And I wanted to show you some alternates and show you a couple of tips. So stay tuned. Well, the first thing that I always do with pumpkins, because the fun thing about doing pumpkins is that we can do something different. So I didn't mind that this was all fun and looking summery in the aspects of the ice creams. But I cut these in half because basically they fold like a card. So I had my rainbows, my watermelons, and then my two ice creams. So I did this with my ice creams and just cut them in pieces. Nice paper, just not what I wanted to flow with. But what I did do is on these, for example, these were really neat. And so I just took the strips and pulled the colors out. So this is a Blackberry Bliss behind here, and then this is the Bermuda Bay. Now the stamp, this came with it, and then I did the brushing behind that. But I wanted to show you when if I can say it straight. See how it's a little bit crooked? So what I did was I stamped it again on this. And then I had one of the circle blings, glitter paper, and I had popped out the middle, but you see how I got it kind of cattywampus? That's okay, because I am going to cover my boo-boo. So now glitter paper, well, fiddle. You know, I get this done, and then it gets all plugged up. So let me unplug it right quick. And the glitter paper, I can glue down the base, and then what I can do is offset my sentiment, but I'm going to not glue it because gluing does not do very well on glitter paper, just saying. So, and also, you know, my white, I'm on the tail end of my supply for the Whisper White, and then we're transitioning over to the basic white. Anyhow, but this white is a little different than this when it comes in the kit. But now I can, oh, don't. Okay, now I can offset this, make sure that my sentiment is straight, and now I've added some bling to it. That's how you fix boo-boos. Anyhow, but I liked this little rainbow of colors, but I liked it better as this versus the ice cream. So that's one of my alternates. And then the next is when I get my envelopes, and the envelopes that have the nice DSP or paper behind it, it's not as thick as DSP, but I'll cut it up. So I have squares, I have the base, and the base very similar to this. So I took the pieces and used the Bumble Bee, because that's another color in the ice cream. Now these ice cream stickers, I actually used the back parts of these, which are white, like the card, and that way it gave it, I could move it around more than to just stick it down and then be stuck. Huh? That's kind of a pun. You're committed. That's what I meant. And then have a little bit of the bling that, or the glitter paper that came behind there. And then when you have your layer, the white layer, you can put your ribbon and then be able to put that then on top of your base. So that's what I did with that one. This is another one that I did. So I used the flat piece and cut that down, put the Blackberry Bliss behind it, and then did my stickers. I did not this time put it on paper and cut them out. And then did a little bit of the ribbon. And so just simple, but I liked those two sticker ice creams. And then I did another part with the ice cream and actually took the stamp, and you can see got a little bit of 3D going on. Yeah, there, kind of can see it. There. So I stamped on the card, but then I stamped on the paper and then just cut out the ice cream part, and then a little bit of bling, and then did my Blackberry Bliss. That's a tongue mouthful. I really like the this actually is the I think it's Pear Pizzaz. Yes. No. I get confused. Nope. This is Old Olive. This is Pear Pizzaz. This is Pear Pizzaz. Okay, so got that going. Anyhow, but I thought that would be kind of neat to use the paper as my little popsicles. And then this is from another pumpkin. I'll always be there for you. Just thought, you know, we say ice creams and then we don't think of the ice, that you can put anything sentiment you want on that. So that's kind of how I utilize the base of the cards. Next is using the rainbows, and I'll put these three out here. So I used the same kind of idea. You can see how I split my rainbow in half, and this is just from another set. Actually, it is They're Ridiculously Awesome, and I use that for both of those sentiments. So I really, really like the Blackberry Bliss. And then I used only half of that sun up there in the corner. So that kind of made that nice. And then I wanted some bling, so I covered up the white of this sticker with some of the paper from the glitter paper. This, just, you know, it was plain, one level, that's fine, but I wanted to add some bling. So just using the pieces, like the negative pieces that we get with our set. And then the extra layer helps, you know, so you have the Bumble Bee underneath and the Blackberry Bliss here. Now this outside is actually terracotta, which I have none, but I will show you what I did, which let me just show right here. So this actually is Cajun Craze. So anyhow, it's not like exact, but it's close enough. I thought that I could fly with it. So another idea. And then this was just fun because this is a sentiment that, should write down. Okay, anyhow, the birds were from last month, and then the black as a base, just to kind of give it a little bit of pop there. And you use only a quarter or eighth of an inch as far as your border. You don't want to pop out too much. And then I did some of the sponging. I was going to use some of the clouds, but that was an afterthought. Anyhow. All right. Now, in using our folders and the stickers, our embossing folders, and you can get a little bit of the texture. But I did this brushing before the embossing, just saying. And then I wanted to pull out some of the, oh, got ink on my finger. This is not a cut, by the way. But there's Bermuda Bay in this popsicle, which I did stick onto paper and cut it out. And then I used this linen thread. I didn't use the yellow. I didn't want to put any yellow in this. And then did my base of the Bermuda Bay as well. And then I just used my hole punch for the glitter paper to add a little bit of bling on there. See All right, now this one again, just giving a little twist. I had a spare piece and thought that kind of looked good right there. Just a thought. And then this is a Blackberry Bliss and the Bumble Bee as our colors underneath, but we have more colors here. So I was trying to pull both of those out. And then this, I just wanted some thank you cards, but because again, this white is different of the paper than my Whisper White, it kind of needed to contrast so that bling underneath adds some bling to the card, but also covers up my white. So then I have just fruit. So, oops, upside down. This is actually on the back of here. You see how it has this one? And then I just kind of jazzed it a bit. Now, what I could have done is a full base all the way around, but I was using up scrap pieces. So there's a piece of the Bumble Bee, piece of the Blackberry Bliss, and then I used it under the base as well, just to kind of give a little bit of color, but not a whole lot. And then because this sponging is lighter, when I did the darker, it kind of gives that different color, just pulling out this old olive. So there is that. So just a little difference. Same concept, but adding a twist to it. And then I had a little piece of a circle left of a bling. See how it kind of peeks through there? So there's that one. This one was fun because I wanted to use the stamp watermelon. And then I really kind of got carried away because I wanted the base to be kind of like my own designer paper. And then this square is, of course, the negative of when the circles come out of there. Like the negative of here, that's just the negative piece of popping those out of the squares or rectangles. Anyhow, as you can see, I have a bunch of stuff in there. So these, of course, came with the kit, and so did the ice cream cone. And then these are from a different pumpkin, but I pulled the Bermuda Bay as my base, and then used a little bit of accent pieces, so it makes this pop when you're pulling that in. But I made my own designer paper with that. Now I used Puppy Parade. I don't have it in an ink pad, but I have it in a marker. So I used Puppy Parade and Granny Apple Green for my watermelon. Color those in. And then just extra black pieces using my black underneath. This black layer, this piece came from that. Put that together. And then this was from the summer when we had the fireflies. This little tail of things. Anyhow, it kind of added some interest and making it not so stark and white. And then this was just super simple. So I took the ice cream that came in here and put those into little squares using my Blackberry Bliss as my base, and then using this negative glitter. These are popped up, so it kind of gives it really a neat little 3D thing. And then I like making my polymers dance or bounce, so not just straight. So there is that one. And then I want to make this one for you and kind of show you a couple of things that I learned. So this one is just taking that nice big watermelon. This. Now there was two pieces. Obviously I cut it off, but there's that piece. And then using the negative piece of the glitter paper. But here's the trick I want to show you. Anyhow, so I'm going to use this as my base. And so we're using Pear Pizzaz. I've done some extra stuff for now. And then because I was trying to get the sponging, what I did was I pulled out some of my Watermelon Wonder, and it was similar to what I wanted to do. And so move this aside. And then what I do is start off the page first and then very lightly swirl. If you swirl too much, like I just did, see how there's marks kind of, let's see. Yeah, see the marks? But we're going to cover some of that, so I'm not going to matter. But it's pressure, all about pressure. And I want it to be a little off of the corners, not covered, but just so that I can get my watermelon to stand out. And then what I did was I cut off all of the white. I didn't want the white on my watermelon. So I normally will use my little scissors, but when it's this big of a cut, then I can use my small one. Because small ones are like for smaller jobs. Does that make sense? I don't know. I just thought the white kind of took away from the watermelon look. But gosh, you know, it is almost May, and I'm just now doing this, and it's not because I have been slacking. It's because it was late. So I don't know why. Just production. All right. So we want to get my big ones out again. We want to get 3 pieces out of here. So we can just eyeball it. Okay. And one of them I'm going to pop up. One I will pop up. Yeah, you know, it's been kind of crazy weather. So it's been nice to be able to have a little bit of a break in, well, sometimes spring comes, it's short. We have spring and then, whoop, then we have summer. So we are having, the trees are totally confused. Totally confused. All right. Okay, so now I want to get, here's my base of my black, but I always try to use that middle part for other things. There's also a punch that comes with a set that I've really been liking. And it just has a nice, kind of a, see, that's kind of the punch. Isn't that neat? All right, so now I can get this down and start to build. Now, you know, come on. You know, it wasn't closed that much. Holy cow. All right, so, and then I have a couple of fun ones I'll show you, and then we will wait for the next pumpkin. But, you know, I'm very thankful that my channel is really focused on pumpkin alternates, which is fantastic. It also means that when I do something that's not pumpkin, it's not as popular yet. So anyhow, it's just trying to keep the content real. And so now I'm just going to lay on this top part and just have that black kind of show out. So now we're just going to build. So the watermelon is just more of for fun. And I think it's kind of a you know, it's summertime, and even though we look at it and go, well, I don't see how I could possibly do anything with that. But, you know, when it comes to just ideas, I really like being able to present some ideas and different layouts for you guys. So, and I have one popped up just for fun and interest, and that one will go right there. Now, here is my little fun trick. So, in the Bouquet of Hope, which was February, there are these little tiny, they actually were leaves, but when they are applied on here, they look like watermelon seeds. And I can see that? Looks like watermelon seeds. Now we always want to do 3, so I'm going to make sure I have enough ink on them before I put this down. And we want to do 3 different stamps. Awesome. I will watch that in a minute. Anyhow, see the seeds? And that just came from a set from the another pumpkin. So now we're forming it all together. This one's going to be a birthday, and so I'm going to put that right there. And I don't have the same type of corners, so I am just going to make that's my icky scissors. I'm just going to make a little snip on both sides because I kind of think it needs something, you know. So up here in the corner, we are just going to put a little bit of that. See, that's all it needed, just a little bit. And I kind of like it because it has the sunburst. So, all right, now we are going to use birthday, and I want to use, this is scraps, you know, from the back part that I put on things, and I am just going to cut that in half, and we want to put that right there. So I'm going to put some tape down, and I have these pop out kind of like little little celebration banner kind of things. Wait, how did that not work? Oh, I see what I did. I did it on the wrong, there we go. Okay, and I'm going to pop it up. Well, you know what? Maybe I won't because I already have something popped. I try to minimize my my bulk just with cards, you know, in mailing. It's just, for me, it's easier not to worry about how much bulk I have. There. All right. So this adds a little bit of the green on there, little banner. So just a difference, but same concept. And then here is Rachel Tessman has a channel, and she used the ice cream and made a little gnome house. Now someone else, and I took 2 of the pieces of Pear Pizzaz and tore them, so I kind of have a mountain range going on, and did some of the twine. But, and then this is a leftover sun. Got my birds in there. I could have probably done some blue or you know, for the sky, but the trees are more important to me, and those are from last month. So there's a gnome house. And then this was from the Bouquet of Hope, that Thinking of You. I took the Bermuda Bay. I took off the white from the rainbow, and then just used some of that glitter paper and some sequences just to make a nice background. And the black is my base. And my last one, this is kind of fun, just something different. Oh, hold on. Let me make sure that you know this. This is cut down from the, because the size of these are huge. So it is cut down. And of course, this is the stem of the popsicle. Just flipped it over. So thank you, Rachel, for that idea. And then this one also was chopped down because it was so big. So here's my pieces that I did again. Kind of looks like a door. This is my my label punch, Taylor label, and the glitter. And then just took the watermelon. Now this is a little smaller. I just took the watermelon and actually cut it in half so that these were not as big, kind of 1 inch long by 1 inch tall. So kind of put those in together. So this is the white one. This is actually the white one. And then because of these that I cut off these little stem or popsicle sticks, and then just glued that to here. So just kind of using the resources. This is popped up, and then there are those watermelon seeds again. So anyhow, let me get these all out because they just were super fun. And, you know, we will have a lot more time to pick on some wonderful types of ideas, and also to be able to have not only some fun, and I hope that a couple of these ideas were something that inspires you and brings a different level to this. So if you don't have a demonstrator, I would love to be your creative coach. So leave me a comment. I love your encouraging words and hope it's brought inspiration.